I'm seeing the people rolling in. Love it. I'm gonna give it a few minutes, but this curl school is about to happen. I'm gonna be a little extra right now. See, we got curl school, protective styling, right? Make sure y'all follow me at Aveda It Girl on Instagram. But I am going to introduce myself. If y'all don't know me already. Oh, look at them loves. Look at the hearts. Love it. Again, once again, love the loves. I am so excited to be here for the second time over the past 2 years doing this curl school segment. My name is Naomi Dove. I am the North America Artistic Director for Texture, and this just is so amazing that we're able to offer this and for you all to be here learning some curl stuff. My segment today would include protective styling. So I'm going to get right into it. I'm going to love to see on the chat, see some people coming up. Love to know where you're at, where you're from. Forgive me if I don't see it right away, but hopefully, so I'm not seeing anything scrolling across my screen yet, seeing who's here and who's online. But if I don't get to the questions that you all need to be answered, we have our representatives on the line to be able to address any. Thank you, Janaya. Yes, so I do see people coming from Arizona, which is where I'm at as well. Yeah, some more people come on here, tell me where you're from, because I know we're in different climates, different areas. Again, I'm in Arizona, which is a very dry climate. I just came from the East Coast in DC, and yes, it's very hot, Janaya. I just came from DC, so very, very humid climate. So I'd love to address all the things when it comes to being in different areas. IA, that would be Iowa. Yes, Phyllis, hi, how you doing? Thank you. All right, so I'm just going to reiterate our topic today. So we're going to be discussing what makes a protective style a protective style. So how to care for your hair while maintaining your protective style. Also how long and how often you should be doing one. Maybe some nighttime routines, as well as different ideas for different protective styles to just kind of help you just, learn some new things about doing protective styles that will prevent you from breakage and just traction alopecia. Yes, Aveda, yes, we're so glad. And just so you all know, before I forget, all the products that I'm going to talk about today are going to be on sale on Aveda.com for 20% off from today all the way until Sunday. So I'm not the only masterclass. We've got some amazing talent that'll be coming on over the next couple of days. So you guys need to definitely check them out. All right, so let's get into it. So what is a protective style, which in general is most people's, is that protective styling is a way mainly for curlies and coilies who like to put their hair away and really just help keep the health of the hair. So that would be like braids, box braids, maybe even flat twists. It really just kind of depends on like the texture of your hair and what your hair can handle. And then just also remembering why we're doing protective styles. So when I do protective style, I want to protect my hair from like excessive manipulation. So like I do a lot of twist outs, I do a lot of straightening. And so sometimes I just want to put my hair away so that I'm not overdoing it and my hair can still grow and be healthy and happy and thriving. What I have found in the past, because I used to wear, a lot of wigs and weaves, and I think that where I came from was, I called myself putting my hair in a protective style. So cornrowing my hair underneath the weave or the wig, and then I wasn't caring for the hair underneath. So then when I would take my hair out after, however long I was wearing this style, I would just find that my hair wasn't healthy, it wasn't happy. I had a lot of breakage, my hair was really dry. So I think it's just a lot of it just comes from the miseducation or lack of education that I had when it comes to really just protecting your hair while in a protective style. So again, for those of you all that are just joining, I am talking about protective styling today, and all the on Aveda.com, and you will receive 20% off on all the curl products, as well as some of my colleagues who will be on the live stream. So types of protective styling. So I actually have a friend here today. She's not real, but she does serve the purpose of what I need to talk about today when it comes to protective styling. So I have my little friend here. I kind of got some different protective styles going on with her. so that you can kind of just get an idea on what a protective style is. So again, like I said, my definition of a protective style would be a way to put the hair away, just to really just keep from having like excessive damage by over manipulation, and you know, just really just protecting it. I do like protective styles when I'm on vacation, so I don't have to really worry about doing you know, my hair so much, and also too, just to give my hair a break and give myself a break, because I got a lot of hair. So anyway, so this is my friend here. She didn't have a name on her, but I'm just gonna call her Amber because that's what most of the mannequins that we have are Ambers. So I'm gonna just kind of show you some different protective styles that, you know, are most commonly worn, and then also too, how to care for those. So you can see here, I've got what's like some faux locks, and this is actually like a crochet based style. And then I have some cornrows here on this side. This is something that I've worn in my hair plenty of times. Sometimes have worn it as a base underneath, you know, like a weave or a wig. And then I have here, which is a little bit more of a temporary protective style, but this is a flat twist set. So these are things, like I said, that I could wear anywhere from 7 days all the way up until about 6 weeks. And that's kind of what I recommend for a lot of protective styling. So what do I do in preparation for a protective style? So again, I want to make sure the health of my hair is like key. It's priority. And the health of your hair comes from the foundation at your scalp. So I want to make sure that before I install anything like braids or cornrows or anything like that, I make sure that I have a nice, clean, healthy scalp. And then I also just make sure that, you know, I get a nice trim. So make sure you visit your local Aveda stylist to be able to just make sure that you're setting yourself up for a great protective style. So while I'm in the protective style, let's just say I want to make sure that I always have access to my scalp. So, you know, like I said, the foundation is going to be, and the health of your hair is going to be at your scalp. So one of my favorite products to use while I'm in between, because I'm not really cleansing so much, but I want to make sure that I'm cleansing my hair and that my scalp feels good without over, you know, wetting my hair, and then also, you know, ruining my protective style. So I love to use the foam reset. Right, and this is a micellar cleanser that I use. I love it for braids. Like, I mean, I've used it for my hair without, you know, having braids or anything in my hair. Like, I just, you know, with my natural hair, and it just gently cleanses the hair, and it, you know, removes any odors or, you know, anything like that I feel like, you know, just kind of gives me like the next day clean. So it's like the dry shampoo for black girls, but for anyone else, for real. Like anybody that has some sort of texture in their hair, this is really good. But specifically talking about braids or protective styles. So remember, I was saying that you definitely want to have access to the scalp. So when it comes to using the foam reset, what I like to do, whether I have the braids or individual box braids or anything like that, I'll just take a couple of pumps and literally, and you can see how dense that foam is. I'm gonna take her off of her little handle here. And you can actually see how dense that foam is and how it sits on there. And it's super hydrating and moisturizing in the hair. So what I like to do is just kind of go in, and this actually feels really good if you're doing like a scalp massage or something on yourself. But like, especially like if I'm out, like I'm at the beach or I'm swimming or anything like that, and after I get out of the pool, you know, I just like to make sure that my hair underneath during that style feels nice and hydrated, and it feels clean. Because I mean, I'm not really shampooing my hair during this time, and this really gives me a nice fresh feel on my scalp. Now, once I do that, I'll kind of let that dry. And again, like I said, having access to the scalp is really important. I like the fact that it doesn't make the hair frizzy. Like, even you can see how these ends aren't completely done. Like, moisturizes it a little bit. So I'm just gonna put just a pump on there. And you can just see how it just like hydrates, right? It gets into those ends and polishes those ends. And what I also make sure of too is that I'm just kind of going down in a downward motion. And again, it just kind of refreshes those braids. It cleans them up for me. Sometimes I'll sleep and my braids are sticking up all over the place. I really like it for that, to just really tame the hair down. Yeah. Okay. So then also, once this is dry, this is what I also suggest. If you're going to do this at night or before you go to bed, make sure that your scalp and your hair is dry. We don't want to go to bed or go to sleep and lay on wet hair, especially hair that is going to be locked up into a style for an extended period of time. We want to make sure that we're keeping our hair healthy. We don't want things to happen like mildew or anything like that. So we want to make sure that if you're using a product like this, you're making sure your hair is completely dry. And then what I like to do is just kind of sit under like a cool dryer or one of those bonnet dryers. I love doing that. And then what I also like to do for my scalp is our Nutriplenish multi-use oil. So this actually helps keep my hair hydrated as well as protect it. I love that it has sunflower oil, jojoba oil, pomegranate seed oil, has avocado oil, which I'm always preaching about the avocado oil, is that it's a natural humectant that binds moisture and water to the hair. So what I like to do is just put a couple of pumps. Sometimes I'll put it on my fingertips, and then I just kind of emulsify it through my fingers. And then I'll even go in, because this is really nice and refreshing after I've done the bicellular or done the foam reset on my head. And it doesn't like sit heavy on the head. So then when I am taking my braids out, you know, I have a much easier time detangling. I'm not having a lot of buildup on my hair. Questions coming through. I don't have a lot of buildup on my hair. And I just really like how it smells. The aroma is just freaking fantastic. And then also too, if I decide I want that added moisture before I go to bed, or maybe when I'm out of the shower, or even when I'm coming, you know, like from the pool, I do like to use the Nutriplenish leave-in conditioner, and I'll spray that just literally right on the braids. Like whatever style I'm in, I'll go in and I'll spray. Okay. And then I make sure I'm just like kind of pressing into those braids or twists or faux locks, whatever you have. Okay. And then I'm just kind of squeezing and pressing. And you can actually see the difference from how the braids started to where they are now. Just even already how hydrated and moisturized they are. And just like a person who does wear these kind of styles, my thing is I don't want my braids, and I don't want anything to feel heavy. I don't want to feel like I have buildup. I don't want to feel like, you know, if I scratch my head, I'm going to see flakes coming out of my head. Like, I really love the fact how lightweight these products are, and just really helping me keep and maintain my style. So again, when I start, I use my foam reset during the protective style, okay? And I make sure that I have access to the scalp. And if you all are asking questions, I can't see the questions come up. But if you have any questions, Aveda.com, the representatives are on here and they will answer the questions as they can. I do a lot of inspiration and content on my page, which is Aveda It Girl. So I apologize if I don't see your questions coming up, because everything seems to be coming up really, really fast. There we go. There we go. Okay, now I'm starting to see some stuff. Great. Okay, yeah. Oh, look at those hearts. Man, oh, I love them. Who's giving me all those hearts? Y'all need to come on this line and tell me who's giving me all these hearts, because I like that. But anyway, so like I said, I would go on with the foam reset at my scalp. You guys can see that here, okay? And then I go in with my Nutriplenish multi-use oil on my scalp. And like I said, making sure your protective styles, you have access to your scalp so you can take care of the foundation of your head. And then also too, for those of us that are spray people, I do love the leave-in conditioner, and I just like to spray that freely. It does have a UV, especially when you're going, you know, you're in the sun, you're at the beach, you're at the pool. You are also just like, you know, really protecting your hair as well that way. And then there's also too our daily moisturizing treatment. And this is a cream product. So, you know, sometimes depending, like I like for my softer looks or looks that I'm going to end up releasing, I like to use the daily moisturizing treatment. And this is one of the newer heroes to the Nutriplenish family. So I'm just going to kind of show you what that looks like. And it's very lightweight. So again, I don't worry about a lot of buildup. What I always do is I emulsify in my hands, right? And then let's just say something for like softer, like a softer set or a softer protective style, like the flat twist here. I would go in again, because sometimes if I spray like the leave-in conditioner, it may make it a little bit too wet, and then I have to sit and let it dry again. So what I like to do is I do like to use like my flat set. Go in with that daily moisturizing treatment, and I'll just kind of squeeze that into the hair. Right? And then that actually helps reduce some frizz. It lays down the flyaways. And then I'll just kind of wrap it up with a satin scarf at night. So as you can see here, I do have this other little quadrant here that kind of shows, and I'm just kind of giving a demonstration on what your hair may look like after coming out of a protective style. What is very, very important is to be able to make sure that you're taking advantage of all the benefits of having a protective style is how you remove it. So if I'm taking out braids or I'm taking out twists, remember that your hair has been in this style for however long. So I would say a max 6 weeks. You have to remember that when you take the style out, there's hair that didn't have the opportunity to shed. So that hair kind of gets kind of balled up right here in the middle where your regrowth is. So you may see, depending on how fast your hair grows, we know hair grows about a ½ inch a month. And for some of us that are probably going like 6 weeks with our protective style, we probably have about 3/4 of an inch of regrowth. So it's really important that you'll see that amount of hair that's regrown, and then you'll see like a pocket of hair. And sometimes it's a little white. Amber here doesn't have that because she's not real, but just to give you a demonstration, when you take this out, because I want to make sure that you all are understanding that, like I said, protecting your hair, protecting your style, and also maintaining and being able to pull it apart. What I like to do is, let's just say I had a little bit of shedding. Definitely understand that. And if you aren't familiar with protective styles and know what that is, this is what we call the shed hair. So what I would do is, if I had like cornrows, or even if I had box braids or something like that, I would just kind of gently pull apart. And if you're taking care of your hair underneath with your leave-in conditioner or your moisturizing treatment or even your multi-use oil, this will not be such a hard task. But it's very important that you peel this apart, right, and remove that shed hair. And what I like to do is actually use a little bit of multi-use oil. It's multi-use for a reason. And then I'll just kind of go in and emulsify in my hands. And then as I'm working to remove that shed hair, I'm pulling it apart, right? And I'm not going in and I'm not excessively tearing through it, because again, we want to protect the hair. We want to make sure that we feel that our hair, we're protecting the resting length of our hair. And then removing that shed hair, don't freak out, because that's what happens. The hair has nowhere to go. So it's sitting in the braid or from the removal of the braid. And then I just kind of just massage it through, right? And making sure that it's all taken out. So this is going to help you before you go and do your cleanse, before you go to the, your hairstylist if you so choose. But these are my recommendations for you, so that you can make sure that you're having healthy, happy, thriving hair, right? Okay. So I still wish I could see these questions, but they are still just kind of, my screen is blocking it all. Hi. Phyllis says, I love this treatment. Yes. Hi, Megan. Hi, everybody. Yes, I'm so glad that I've been able to help you. This is all wonderful. This is great. So I do want to talk about too, how long should someone wear a protective style? Like I said, depending on your hair texture and type, I want to make sure that you understand that you don't necessarily have to have a protective style in for longer than 6 weeks. What happens is, as you have braids to pull as it grows out. And then the traction, I'll start to have hair loss because the braids have been in too long, and then the weight of the braids is pulling on the regrowth, which can cause friction on the hair or even traction, which essentially could lead to hair loss. So switching out your protective styles, maybe switching out how you manipulate it. So maybe one day you'll do faux locks, maybe you'll do a crochet style, maybe you'll do cornrows, but my suggestion is to kind of switch it up every now and then. And then again, making sure that the importance of really your hair care. Your hair care routine is what's going to be what sets you apart in having a successful protective style. Protection. So again, I'm just going to show you these products for those of you all that have just joined. I love this to gently cleanse my scalp and my hair. So even with, let's say faux locks, I'll even, not just at the scalp with my foam reset, I'll even go through the hair and really just work that in, right? So like, let's say I was at a barbecue and like my hair got kind of smoky or something like that. Because I mean, the hair holds odor, and sometimes I don't want to sit here and do a full shampoo on my hair, and I want something that's going to cleanse my hair, almost immediately and give me a pleasant aroma. And notice how I'm just literally just going through and using that foam, and I just want you all to see the density of that foam and how good that it looks. And then you can even press through, and I'll just kind of finger comb through the hair. And then also too, I'll be even looking at the scalp, and I'm making sure that I'm addressing the scalp. So that was what I just used, which is the foam reset, which, like I said, is one of my favorite products when it comes to any type of protective styling. And then again too, making sure before I lay down or before I do anything where my hair is going to touch a material, I make sure that my hair and my scalp is dry. We don't want to end up in situations where our hair starts collecting bacteria or anything like that because our hair is wet, and then essentially would do damage to our hair underneath. So again, protective styling is really just for, just that, is protection. And then again, I love using the multi pumps in my hand. And again, access to the scalp is important. So if you are doing braids and such, I make sure that I can go in and I'll press through. Even sometimes give myself a nice little scalp massage. Amber, I don't know if that feels good to you. I know she don't feel it, but I'm going to pretend that this is my head and it feels good to me. So I just kind of like to go in and just do it like a nice little massage and feel really good with that. And then again, whether you choose to do either a liquid or a cream, I have my Nutriplenish leave-in conditioner, which I like to spray liberally over my style. So like I said, I have my faux locks here. And I love spraying this, especially before I go swimming, go to the beach and all of that. And then I go through and I just make sure that I'm pressing the product in, because I don't want the product to just sit on top of my head. I love the fact that the products are super hydrating and moisturized, but I also want to make sure that as I'm working through my style, that I am going in and I'm pressing the product through the hair. And then again, I'm making sure that my hair and my scalp is dry to make sure that I have a long-lasting protective style. And also too, nicely hydrated and moisturized hair. So when you do go to take out your protective style and you remove the shed hair, then you're going to have less hair that's going to come up from, so let's just say you're going through, removing your protective style, you're removing the shed hair instead of breaking your hair because your hair isn't properly nourished or hydrated. And then again, like I said, I do like the daily moisturizing treatment, and I like that as a cream. So it's just really, a lot of it is preference. They both have the same thing. They both have the same benefits. I think more or less it will be consistency. And I do love being able to have options here. So again, this is what the daily moisturizing treatment looks like. It's very lightweight. It's a nice, really like I guess I like it as more of a richer butter than the leave-in conditioner, which is almost like a lightweight spray cream. But this just actually, gives me a little bit more to like emulsify in my hand and being able, especially if I'm removing my protective style. Once I've used my multi-use oil, I like when I go through and I press through and I just kind of run my fingers through the hair, right? And then that minimizes how much excessive hair comes out. So the hair that didn't shed, or the hair that wasn't removed from the protective style, that's the hair that's coming out, and I'm not ruining and damage the other hair. So I keep saying again, I do apologize. I'm so thankful that Aveda now offers moisturizers for my type 4 hair. Been a fan since the 90s, but going natural, things have changed. I agree, because I was one of those 90s babies that was wearing, not even 90s baby, I was a 90s teenager or 90s adult, and I was definitely doing the relaxers, which, it's all preference, but it's just like just not having that education and the products to support how I want to wear my hair. And that's why I love using the Aveda products, because I can have my switch up. I could, if I choose to do a straight style, I can. I have the products to support for a protective style. And as you guys can see here, you have your Nutriplenish multi-use oil, your Nutriplenish leave-in conditioner, and your daily moisturizing treatment. Like, it's, but there were so many things that I wish I knew then that I know now, because I feel like I would have had, my best hair back then. But again, I'm so grateful for that. And thank you so much, Phyllis, for sharing that. Yeah, so yeah, thanks for these tips. This is way beyond just typical. Yes, oh, thank you. I love that. So again, all of the products that I've discussed, I have Aveda put back up that foam reset, because this is major key. you know, when you're having your protective style and what makes a protective style and keeping your hair healthy and happy and thriving while you're underneath there. All of the products that you all see today, including all the ones that are discussed in all the other curl schools, are going to be 20% off from today all the way to Sunday. And if you caught the Aveda, what was it, on Instagram, Sophia Rowe and our global artistic Renee Gadar were on there and discussing some other curl products. So if you all, you know, want recommendations or you want to see other hair types that look like yours as well, there's a variety of all those things going on today and throughout the week. And I'm just so excited that Aveda has given us the opportunity to be able to share this with you all. I definitely appreciate that love, and thank you guys so much for all the love and really just like, yeah, loving on me. Albany says period. Yes, exactly. So again, make sure you go Aveda.com, 20% off all the curl products that I talked about. Let me move her out of the way because we need some attention, we need some spotlight on these products. So I've got my Nutriplenish foam reset, my daily moisturizing treatment, my leave-in conditioner. I don't know if I can hold all these in my hand. I got my multi. So you know how sometimes you have those hairs that kind of regrow out. I'm not really looking for a lot of like heavy like gels to lay my hair down, lay my edges down, but I do love the Nutriplenish Curl Gelée. So let's bring Amber back out here, or my multi-quad mannequin back out here. So sometimes what I like to do is when I do have my, you know, my hairline, like as it's growing out, and let's just say I have like some edges here and I want to lay those down, but I don't want to quite, you know, re-braid it. I'll take a little bit of this Gelée, and I feel like this is like my, I can't say that it's my favorite product, but you know, everything is my favorite product, but legit, like this is my favorite product. So I will put a little bit of that, you know, kind of, and you guys can just see that consistency, right? I mean, this Gelée has so many uses, and I know that some of our curl school educators will be talking about that, but let's just pretend Amber had some edges, right? So we'll just go on here, and I will just go through and I'll put like all around my hairline. I don't really do a lot of swooping and stuff, but I do like for my edges to feel and look laid. So I'll go through and I'll just kind of, you know, put some Gelée, and I love the hold that it gives me once I lay it down. So I'll take something like a satin wrap, okay? This one specifically I use for my edges, and I'll take like a satin wrap once I put the curl Gelée on, and then I'll just kind of lay it down. And this is where, whether I have cornrows or I have faux locks or anything like that, and then I'll actually just take that, and then I'll just kind of wrap this around and tie it. And then within, like, I mean, honestly, like I could do this in the morning before I'm getting, you know, while I'm getting ready, or even overnight, and I'll put the Gelée onto my hairline, and then I'll just tie that satin scarf around. And then when I get up or wake up or leave out right before I leave, my edges is laid for the day. Just saying. So that's my tips. But yeah, so I have really just enjoyed being on here today. And hopefully you all took away something from this curl school. There are so many other educators that will be on. I was checking them out, so I'm going to go check them out too. But I really appreciate you all showing me all the love and support. Again, make sure that if you want Aveda's Instagram, me at Aveda8Girl, and remember, all of the products that I talked about today will be 20% off until Sunday. So until then, or until I see y'all on my page, happy styling, and I love y'all. Bye.